Well. It's your boy Money Flip here again. Hope y'all had a good day of trading. We had a nice little pullback today in the markets. Looks like we may get another one. Looking at the futures right now, the ES down almost 10 points. So this market's been a little bit wacky. You got profits, you better take them because in my view, there's no trend in the market right now. Anyway, so that's ES. Let me roll on over here to SPY. So you can see SPY on the 5-minute. Let me take this back out to the daily. Kind of just chopping around right now. So we bounced off this 23% retracement right here. We had a huge run on Friday, but here we have an inside day. So let's see what tomorrow holds. But it looks like we may get some more downside action. I wouldn't be surprised if we came on back down to here on that 38% with the Fed announcing their rate hike next week. But I do think once that's over, we push and we break all-time new highs. We get over this 21. Sorry, I'm thinking in SPX terms, but we get over this 213, 214 level after the Fed rate hike. And it's already priced into the market a little bit, as I think. So we'll just wait and see what happens, but that's my take on the market. Man, crude had one hell of a day. I've been telling you guys I've been short USO. As you can see right here in my videos and on Twitter, I had these targets already set up back up here, and boom, we hit those targets today. So not meaning to toot my own horn, but these fibs do work, and I play oil a lot. I love the energy sector. It's one of my favorite sectors to play, and playing crude has been, fairly easy. Not easy, but it's been not so difficult. USO. So I like to trade the futures. I usually trade CL or QM for crude oil. QM just moves slower than CL. But for options and swinging, I normally do USO. So I have some 13 USO puts. I've been holding those since back up here. And I'm going to keep holding them because I think crude is going to push a little bit lower. So I'm looking for at least 11 on USO. Some people think it could go to 10. I don't think it's going to go that far. It might go 10.50, but who knows? Oil was down a little bit over $2 today. Let me go back to that. Yeah, oil was down about 226, if I remember correctly. So anyway, not to take up too much time, guys, on this watch list, let's go right on into it. We've got Netflix. The thing about Netflix today, you have a bearish engulfing candle. Now, one thing about these bearish engulfing candles, or any engulfing candle, I pay attention to the wicks. Netflix bounced quite hard. I don't think Netflix is going to flush anymore, but it could. So if it does, I would expect it to bounce off this level right here. I got short Netflix with the vertical put spread, and yes, I'm taking some serious heat because I took that early in the day, but it's about 3-4 weeks out, so it's not a problem. I can add to it. So Netflix having a good old dip like this, I'm definitely going to add to my position. But if Netflix continues down, I would look for Netflix to maybe come down to this 38% retracement if it does make that far. But Netflix has been super strong, so hedge funds and whoever taking profits, that's perfectly fine. It just gives me as a retail trader a little bit more time or a chance to get long. So that's my take on Netflix. I like it to come on down a little bit more. It may not. It may just do its own thing and bust a move back on up to the upside. So that was one of the 3 charts with bearish engulfing candles. One of my favorite plays in the market is an engulfing candle. Next is ADSK. As you can see with this one, Had a huge downtrend, reversed uptrend. So let's look at these retracements. Bearish engulfing candle. I'm looking for it to come back to this 38% retracement. Let me see if I can do something here. Okay, just so that you can see this a little bit better. Alright, so that makes the chart a lot cleaner. Took out 1, 2, 3 previous days, 4 days, yeah, pretty much took out the previous 4 days, so that's a nice candle. I like for this to continue lower, especially if the market continues down as well. So this is on my radar. Watching it along with the market, but I like it when these stocks have these big candles. So my next target is going to be this 38% retracement right here. So it's 63 and it closes 63.75. You know, you might even get to 50%, which is 62. So that would be a nice move. But that constitutes you putting in a candle just like this again. As you can see, ADSK doesn't really put in these, or in this recent uptrend, it doesn't put in these real huge down candles. The green day candles have a higher range than the average down day candle, so that's something I really pay attention to. But yeah, let this thing pull on back a little bit more. I'll be there to grab it, but in the short term I will play it to the short side. GS, so goes GS, so goes the market. That's what we all say. GS, man, look at this. You've got this consolidation, right? Well, I'm not even going to call it consolidation. You got 3 wide range bars. We get some negative action tomorrow. GS could just bust and come on down to 180s. And that's what I actually think it's going to do in the very near short term. But right now, I'd just be looking for a couple more bucks on this. You know, maybe hit about the 183, 183.50 level. So let's get this 50% retracement. Yeah, that'd give you about another $2 move. So, you know, that's good for a day trade or a one night swing trade. As you can see right here with the squeeze, it's not in a squeeze, it's already out of it, and it's pushing down to the downside. Fast Stokes are coming down. The DMI plus is going negative. So any weakness in the market, I like GS for a short. Boom, CMG. Bad news once again. After hours, CMG is down like another. It was down to like 5. Let's just go look. Yeah, news about a basketball team that ate at CMG Chipotle, and like 8 of them got sick. So you can see what happened to this after hours. Man, Chipotle can't catch a break, and I think this time funds and everything they're gonna sell and wait to buy it again. But anyway, back down to 515, close at 551. I want to say, yeah. Anyway, I'm still short CMG on credit spreads. I really like this one much shorter, but I'm gonna leave the volatility alone in this one because it's thinly traded, so it can go against you real fast at any time. But anyway, those who are already short CMG, congrats. So let's see what CMG holds tomorrow. Next ticker, Blue. Blue caught hell on today with the downgrade and everything, so it just came on down some more. Just to give you some, let me see something here. Damn. I really like Blue coming on down to about 45, 44.50. Okay, I'm gonna go back to the daily. Let me do one little thing. Now that's rough, but I just drew fib extension, the 127 extension, sitting about 44.15. So like I said, that would also be that support Yeah, that'd be that support that we saw on the weekly of about the 44.50. Now that would be a swing, but that's huge on blue. So if blue bounces in the future, I would be shorting blue. Okay. Anyway, next up, Apple. I'm just gonna zoom in right here. The thing I like about Apple today is it didn't give up all of Friday's gains. Like it didn't even give up 50% of its gains, like the SPX, GS, which gave up all of its gains on Friday. So Apple held quite well right here at this 117.50, bounced right out that retracement and pushed up. So my thing is, I'm not really going to play Apple to the short side. I'm going to wait until the market starts to turn and pushes to the upside. I really like Apple to bust that 120 and head on up here to these other fib extensions like 122, and next will be 125. Google. Google pretty much just consolidating in a range right here. I do have a very big butterfly, wide range on the strikes, about 20 points in between the strikes on the butterfly. It's a put butterfly for Google. So, you know, hey, if the market tanks tomorrow, I'll be really happy. I'll just go ahead and take profits on that Google butterfly. But I like Google to the upside as well as Amazon. Um, you know, held this confluence level of the 50% retracement right here at about 763. I think Google touched 765 today. Its low was 766.72, so still held at 50%. Watch the market tomorrow, because when the market goes, Google goes, GS goes, as well as a few others. So right now, not too much on Google. It's just, you know, trading sideways in this tight range. But I do like Google to push. As you can see, I have my level set at 782. That grabs my attention to push higher, because that gets us out of this little range right here. CBS, I really like this one. The market was down today, and what does CBS do? CBS pushes. It's pretty much doing its own thing without listening to the market. Holding that 21 EMA. In short, I like CBS long, and we got a squeeze firing right here. I really like that when they fire. Let me take a peek at this on the weekly. Yeah, I love this indicator, but you can see it's starting to push up. So I like CBS. I like to get long CBS. Okay. Been keeping this one on watch. Lockheed Martin. Market was down. What does Lockheed Martin do? It does its own thing. It goes right on up. Let me take this back to a daily. Yeah, as you can see, I've been putting this on every video watch list. Yeah, it's time for me to get long Lockheed Martin. I would love it if it pulled back a little bit more tomorrow, but you know, it held this 618 retracement right here, which is the golden retracement on the longer term, and held the short term 618 today. So Lockheed Martin, love that one long. DY, like this one long as well. Pulling on back. Would love to see this thing come on back to about right here, that 80 range. Might not get it, but if I could get like 82, I'd be happy and decide to go long on that one. Facebook is in a squeeze. If you look down here, so when the stock is in the squeeze on using this indicator, look what happens. We go a few bars on the squeeze, and boom, we pop higher. We make a move no matter what. Squeeze, boom, make a move down. Okay, squeeze, we're about to do something. It's either gonna make a move up or it's gonna make a move down. I've had these fib lines drawn for a while. Look at that tight range. You know, basically 107 to 104. So it's about a $3 range for the last almost 2 weeks. So just keep that one on your radar. you get above that 107, you're going to see a nice move to the upside. I do feel like if you get under 104, I've said this a couple of weeks ago, under 104, you might see 100 again, 100, 101. And one that I just decided to pull up because I was looking at Chipotle's terrible stock is BWLD. See this right here? Boom. We have gotten over and we are in gap fill territory. And it pulled out, so it's sort of like breakout, pull back, push higher. Okay, love that setup. I wish I would have had this on my radar before. But the biggest thing about BWLD, the thing is strong because it's up $1.53, up almost 1%, and hell, the market was down. So I love to find those type of setups. And that's all I have, guys. You can always catch me on Twitter, leave a message or something. If you got a chart request, I'll be more than happy to look at it. These videos are posted on my YouTube channel, and I'm also in watchhimtrade.com. I'm a moderator there. I'm over there sharing ideas and charts all the time. Anyway, good luck, happy trading, peace.